I'm Noko Mobile. Welcome to my channel. The cow's face is one of those pretty intense hip exercise, really stretches the outside of the hips. And if you are not naturally flexible, if you don't practice yoga, if you run, if you're a runner, if you lift a lot of weight and you don't stretch, this can be very intense and not everybody is able to do it right away. So this video really helps you get into it progressively. The first exercise is the least intense exercise, and each exercise after that builds into the intensity. And also each exercise works on kind of different areas of the hips. You'll need your mat, your strap, and a yoga block. All the exercises we're going to do are going to help you move into the cow's face. So they're progressive. It means that the first one you do is going to be the easiest. It's like a warm-up to get you into this cow's face. Starting on our back. I'm going to place the feet outside the mat. And we're going to bring one knee down. As we do this, sometimes the hip here starts to lift off the floor. So what we'll do is really press this hip down. Your knee may go just right here, or it may go a bit further down. The key is really to keep your hips low. So why don't you place maybe your hands underneath your hips? And we alternate. Inhaling, exhaling, right knee down. Inhaling up, exhaling, left knee down. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Try to go a bit further down with each exhale. Pressing this knee a little bit closer towards the floor. Exhaling down. Inhaling up, one more each side. Last one. Good. Bring the feet closer together. Preparing for a figure four. So what I'm doing here, I flex my ankle and I cross my leg. And maybe some of you may feel already some tightness here. If not, you can pull your thigh up and use your hands, interlace your fingers. You slide one hand between the legs, interlace your fingers and pull the thigh down. If you notice your hands are not reaching, you can always use your strap. So I place one strap underneath my right thigh, flex my ankle, and I can use the strap and pull in. Tendency here is to lift the tailbone or to lift a bit the shoulders. So here I want to make sure I press my shoulders down, press my tailbone down. Inhaling. Next exhale, you want to push this hip away from you. Let's add some movement to it. Inhaling, I tap the foot down. Exhaling up. Inhaling down. Exhaling up. Controlling here the low back. Okay, if you arch like this, you're hurting your low back. Inhaling, exhaling, shoulders up, inhaling down, exhaling up. So we keep warming up a little bit those hips. One more. Good. Switching leg. So cross your leg, flex your ankle, shoulders down. Maybe you feel the stretch right here, you may hold it right here. You can go a bit further, maybe here. Or grabbing your thigh underneath the knee. Again, inhaling, exhaling, pressing the knee away from your shoulders. As you hold, you keep pulling the thigh in. Option to hold or to tap the foot down. Inhale, exhale. Inhale down, exhale. Inhale down. Let's do one more, then we add the shoulders. Inhale, exhale. Inhale down, exhale. Inhale down, exhale. Inhale down, exhale. Good. Option to extend this leg to go a bit deeper. Good. still on our back, preparing for a happy baby. So happy baby, I use my index and middle fingers to wrap the big toes, open the knees wider than the rib cage, and I pull my knees towards the floor with the bottom of the feet facing the ceiling. Sometimes we just think about the end result, so what we do, we lift the hips, tailbone, we kind of lift the shoulders, so we're arching the neck, we're right here. That's not safe for your back. So what you want to do is press tailbone down, press shoulders down. If your hands are not reaching, remember you have your strap. Exact same thing with the strap. Elbows are extended. And again, sometimes I see the knees close to the chest. You want the knees wider, so you can bring your knees closer to the floor. You're gonna rock side to side. And center, pressing a little bit deeper, pulling those heels a bit closer towards your shoulders. Good. Tucking the knees in, rocking side to side, rolling to one side, and sitting up. And into your stomach. Hands next to the chest, inhaling, opening the heart, baby cobra, exhaling, wide child pose. So we're going to be deeper into the hips here. Really open your knees as wide as your mat. And inhaling up, extend my legs out, down, inhaling, baby cobra, exhaling, wide child. Couple more times. Inhaling up, exhaling down, inhaling, baby cobra, exhaling, child. Using your hands to press really your hips a bit lower into your heels. And one more, inhaling up, exhaling, staff pose, all the way down. Inhaling, baby cobra, and exhaling, child pose. Let's come up, sitting down, legs crossed. Gonna make circles around the hips. Inhaling as you move your chest forward, exhaling back. Really noticing the sensation into the hips. So you go back, really leaning into those arms, going a bit further forward. Switching side. Let's do one more. Good. Center. Hands in front of you. Inhaling, opening the chest. Exhaling, leaning forward, just relaxing forward. If you need your block, you can always have your hands on your block or elbows on the block. Just holding it down there, relaxing. Trying to release the tension into the hips. Let's walk the hands towards the right side, or any side. Let's try to place one arm on each side of the knee and pressing the chest down. And other side. Back to center. Trying to lengthen the spine and walking the hands back. Switching side. Hands on the knees. Same thing, making circles around the hips. And right there you may notice that one hip is tighter than the other. Going a bit further forward, further back, reverse. Good. Center, same thing, with or without the block. Reaching forward with the hands, the elbows, Slowly walking the hands to one side, one arm on each side of the knee, if possible. Back to center. See if you can walk your hands a bit further forward. And other side. Back to center one more time. And slowly up. Good. So next exercise, it could be a little bit more intense. The shin of the front leg should be aligned with the edge of your mat, flexing the foot, flexing the ankle. And this knee you want to try to bring it to the side, pointing towards the side of your mat rather than the front if possible. And you'll notice you tend to lean towards the opposite side. So what we're going to do is really lift this hip off the floor and press down. And lift and press. So as you press down, it's when you start feeling the tension in your hip socket. That's the feeling we're gonna feel when we go into the cow's face. And press and hold, try to press a little bit deeper. If it's bothering your knee, you should sit on the block. Same thing, it's gonna be a little bit harder to lift your hips and press down. Same thing. Let's try to press the hip down. Inhaling, lengthening the spine. Hand to opposite knee. And inhaling, lift. Exhaling, twist. And slightly lean towards your side leg. And inhaling, center, switching leg. Again, shin aligned with the edge of your mat. Bending the other knee. Remember, your knee should not be pointing front, as much as possible, bending towards the back. And here, lifting the hip and pressing down. And as I'm doing this, it's not my back lifting up and down. It's really the hips lifting up and then pressing down. So my shoulders are not moving that much. So what you may want to do is really see the difference between this using your spine or just using really your hip socket. And press it down, hold it there. Inhaling, lengthening the spine. Exhaling, hand to opposite knee. Grab your knee and lift. Twist a little bit deeper. And exhaling, reaching slightly towards the side knee. Inhaling back to center. Try to keep this knee out. If it's bothering your knee, just bring it forward to options. Okay, inhaling, bring the belly facing the front leg, reaching forward with the strap if necessary, or just grabbing your foot. Reaching forward. Now from here, if you have your knee out like this, see if you can bring your elbows center between both knees. And again, you're gonna feel the stretch into your hip. If it's bothering your knee, just stay forward. And knees together, wrapping the knees and lengthening the spine before switching side. Again, as much as possible, knee pointing towards the side. Inhaling, belly facing the front foot, pushing the chest forward, reaching for your strap or your ankle, your foot, reaching forward. Just taking the time to relax into the position before walking both hands between the knees. And slowly releasing. Okay, seated straddle. Legs wide open. And if I show you from the side, that's what happens sometimes. We lean back here, so shoulders fall behind the hips. If this happens, what you want to do is use your hands, try to push hips forward and even bend your knees slightly if necessary. If you have an extra towel, you can fold it under your hips, elevate your hips. If you sit over your blocks, not very comfortable. So it works too, but it's a bit harder to keep your balance as you lean forward. So maybe a pillow, or folded blanket or towel. And from here, think about tilting your hip bones towards the floor and tailbone towards the back. Okay, sometimes what we won't do is reach the head down like this. Here I'm rounding my back. So instead, my hip bones, my belly button, try to reach towards the floor, tailbone back. Holding the position, let's see if we can push the heels out. Toes pulling towards your shoulders. And walking the hands up. Good. Belly twist towards one leg, left leg here. And I'm gonna bring this shoulder towards the opposite foot. I like to use this arm behind my spine to grab my thigh. If you're not reaching here, that's fine, you can just hold it right here. Or reaching over. And coming center, switching side, belly faces the right leg, shoulder towards the opposite leg. Again, opening the heart to the sky. Coming back to center, and again bringing the belly forward, chest forward. And walking back up. Okay, getting ready for this cow's face. I'm gonna show you different options. Legs extended, so I'm gonna show you a modification first. Just grab one leg, fold it over your bottom leg, so bottom leg is extended, knees stacked on top of each other. So that's a modified position. If you feel the tightness already in your hips, if it's too tight, can again start on a block right here. Okay. So modified option is right here. If you want to go into your full cow, so you lean back, fold this leg, and make sure your knees are still stacked on top of each other. And your feet, start with maybe your feet close to your body at first. It's less tension, and then you can start opening the knees. And notice how we tend to lean one side again because it's less tension. So you want to bring both hips even and square, long spine. So that's your what we call the easy cow's face. That's a modification for the full cow's face. Today we just do the easy cow's face. My left leg is on top. I'm gonna bring my left arm, bend the elbow right here. You can also grab a strap. So you can grab a strap, bend the elbow, other hand with the palm facing back, and you grab the strap or grab your fingers. Lengthening the spine, inhaling, exhaling, reaching forward. Inhaling up, working on the other side. Okay, modified cow's face. Left leg fully extended. I'm gonna fold the right leg over, knees stacked on top of each other right here. Option to sit on a block if you feel too much tightness. And going into the full easy cow's face. It's not necessarily possible for everyone. If you're not used to do yoga, if you're not doing much for your hips, you have tight hips, it can be very uncomfortable. So don't force it. Okay, start with the feet close as first, and then eventually you can open your feet a bit wider. The bottom of my feet are pointing towards the back of the mat. And leaning back, releasing the legs. Shaking the legs. Let's end on our back. Comfortable butterfly leg position. Arms reaching up. Just letting go of any control, any tension. And when you're ready, just bring your knees together, rolling to one side, slowly sitting up. Hands to heart center. To work on these progressions, I'm going to use some of the postures for one of my future flow. Namaste.